in Seattle. What an impressive start to the season.
Leading the NFL in completion percentage, and on first down, Geno Smith surveying the field, and a completion which you would expect from the NFL's completion percentage leader. Will Dissly picks up 16. He'll be the guy. Rashad Penny out with a leg injury for the remainder of the year. Here's Walker's second carry. A little hesitation, and then that burst of speed, and Walker out of bounds near midfield. You can see in this run why they love this kid, Mark.
I don't mean one of those little Chihuahua dogs. He said, oh no, he's a pit bull.
Into traffic, deflected and intercepted. Kenneth Murray with a pick. Geno Smith, just his third interception of the year as it caroms into the arms of the former Oklahoma Sooner.
But they let it stand, just didn't have enough to change it.
Cost Seattle a timeout for the unsuccessful challenge. Eckler on third and short tries the right side, and he'll be close. Jordan Brooks on the tackle where they're marking him. He's short of the first down. 6 of 14 this year on fourth and inches. Eckler the carry, and Eckler second effort, third effort, fourth effort. Not going to get there. Not quite as controversial as 4th and 2 on your own 35 against Cleveland.
That's right.
Juggling catch made by Lockett. Walker the running back. Toss play to Walker. Got a block and a crease, and Walker shoved forward. They will not leave the Charger logo out.
There goes Kenneth Walker up at the top.
2nd and 13. Smith, a dart. Metcalf with a diving catch near the first down yardage.
He's just in such command.
3rd and 1. Smith flushed, throws late, and open on the sidelines is Goodwin, yanked out of bounds.
With one of Geno's favorite targets, Tyler Lockett.
Smith looking for Goodwin in the end zone. A little toe tap in the corner for the touchdown. His first touchdown of the year as Smith dropped it in the bucket to Goodwin. 1st and 10 at the 25, and now the Chargers QB1 back to work. Checks it down to Eckler, and some room to run for Eckler down to the 40-yard line. 3rd down and 7. Herbert over the middle, it's intercepted. Ryan Neal with the pick, and Neal twisted down at the Charger 43.
Quickly. Got a huge turnover for Seattle.
Tariq Young in motion. This is DJ Dallas. His first carry, and a good one. Look at him fight through traffic all the way down. Dallas again. 1st down and more into the secondary.
Here goes that 13 personnel again.
3 tight ends. Walker running behind him. Walker finding a crease into the end zone. It's a touchdown. 3rd of the year for the Michigan State rookie, and Seattle with a 13-0 lead on the road.
Getting some players back, but they just look a little sluggish right now. They really need to turn on the gas.
Pressure coming as Herbert gets rid of it to Eckler up the sideline. 1st down and much more down near midfield. 3rd and 10 at the 49. 4-man rush. Herbert has the ball ripped out of his hands in a strip, taken away by Darrell Taylor. And Taylor all the way down to the 20-yard line.
Wow. What a huge play. Got him out of sorts and jarred that ball loose.
3rd and 9. Smith in trouble, and he's sacked. Austin Johnson's first of the year, and a huge one for the Chargers.
Coming behind it, trying to take a shot over the top.
Jason Myers from 46 is good, so the fumble turns into 3, and it's 17-0.
Tried to fit it into traffic. The second one, he can't control that. Hipkins has to keep those guys out and away from the big QB.
On the roll, finds DeAndre Carter, and
he's really growing as a receiver for this group.
From the 47-yard line on 1st down, the check down to Eckler, and Eckler motors out of bounds near a 1st down as we check in once more with Laura. Has a duo of receivers with 400 yards or more. Herbert back to work. Open over the middle, catch made by Mike Williams.
Kobe Bryant, spelled different, sounds the same. That kid could be a great one.
3rd and 6, and a good throw to find Keenan Allen.
A big target for him to just catch and knife forward for a 1st down.
On 1st and goal, Eckler with an opening on the left side. Eckler lunging over for the touchdown. Lockett in motion. Smith off the play fake, checks it short to Noah Fant, and Fant tripped up. Oh, he certainly has been. This is D. Eskridge in the backfield. He fumbles and it's recovered by Khalil Mack. They put Eskridge in the backfield for the first time today, and Eskridge couldn't handle the pitch and a turnover. Going with tempo here on 3rd down. Herbert stepping up, throwing sidearm, trying to fit it in, and it's caught. What a catch by Mike Williams. DeAndre Carter in motion on 3rd and 3. Herbert, Williams at the 10, at the 5, in the end zone. Touchdown, Mike Williams.
Over and over.
3rd and 14. Herbert hit as he throws, and the wobbler incomplete. That's Parkinson in motion. Fakes the toss to Smith. He'll throw. This is Disley, one of those 3 tight ends. Parkinson in motion. And it's Parkinson wide open down the sideline. And Parkinson can run. Loping to the 35 before knocked out of bounds.
That was Coach Carroll making fun of the way Parkinson fell down.
Geno Smith in some trouble trying to find some space. He does. Pumps and runs out of bounds. Smith looking for Goodwin, and a jump ball caught by Goodwin for the touchdown. Working against J.C. Jackson, he skies high for his 2nd touchdown of the first half.
They're going fast again. They got in a little groove.
There's Mike Williams. He snuck free, a little bit of cross motion, and Williams able to work his way up the sideline. Circumstances.
Exactly right.
Herbert, pocket collapsing, finds Eckler on the edge. Nice move by Austin Eckler, and he's got another Charger first down. Seahawks rush 4. And they get to Herbert. Slips away twice, and he's able to unload it to Eckler. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Fant in motion. Walker the give. Walker breaks contact. Walker a first down, and Walker all the way down.
He just said, hey, you know how we do it. We work hard.
That's been the MO for Pete Carroll forever, hasn't it? Sort of self-deprecating, like, oh gosh, I just hope we...
Of a coach who sees the whole picture. So useful for a quarterback.
3rd and 11, Smith, and it's Lockett who makes the catch right at the sticks and falls forward for an extra yard.
Now, he didn't do that kind of gesture. Sometimes he just put his arm around me and reel me in and be like, hey, Marky, hang in there now.
2nd and 6 from the 32. Coming back to get it is Tyler Lockett.
They got numbers if they want to run it.
Lockett with the catch. 3rd and goal. Smith under pressure. Down he goes. Morgan Fox. 34-yard try. Up and good for Jason Myers to extend the lead.
Then he smiled, cracked his gum, and said, nah, one of the things that made Mark so special, he goes, I have to say, his family.
Who was on the field before the game with Pete. Look at Gerald Everett. In the early stages of his career. 3rd down. Herbert. Everett can't pull it in. Hit him on the fingertips at the 45-yard line of Seattle.
But that was Coach Carroll's thing, you know. I understand you guys are going to talk to each other, going to scream at each other, but we don't go that extra inch, right? We let them throw the punch. We let them screw it up and get the personal foul.
Oh, what a punt. Downed inside the 2-yard line. And the Seattle Seahawks will start deep in their own end.
Up nursing a 13-point lead. It's like that sign on someone's backyard. Beware of dog. Here comes Kenneth Walker.
And Walker, does he get out of the end zone? No, it's a safety. Sebastian Joseph Day trying to light a fire for the Chargers as he brings Walker down. 2 points on the board.
Herbert picks it up. You want to just knock that thing down.
It's a catch for negative 8 yards and almost an interception by Michael Jackson. 2nd and 9 at the 38. Walker straight ahead. Look at that power at the end of the run. Walker all the way out to the 49 for a first down. 3rd and 8. Smith to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Asante Samuel diving for the pick, but they'll wave it off. It's incomplete.
Let's see if he gets through the ground.
Nope, incomplete. 50-yard field goal try. Play clock down to 1. Just gets the snap off. Jason Myers good on the field goal. And with 9:09 to go, the lead stretches back to 14. Long way to go. Bobby Wagner and Russell Wilson have a pretty high bar in Seattle. Herbert on first down, finding Williams, and Williams racing to the sideline.
You don't think these guys are invested in this deal or what?
Herbert. Oh, wow. And a good adjustment by Gerald Everett, the tight end. 3rd and 5. Herbert surveying the field, and down he goes.
That trip by his own guy. Definitely a covered sack.
4th down and 13. Chargers will go. Herbert over the middle. Williams, strong hands, but did he hang on? He did, but he's short.
For the team and for those players individually.
There's Walker on first down. Gets the edge. Walker down the sideline. He's got the speed. Walker chugging down the sideline. Can he outrace Michael Davis? He can. 74 yards. And Kenneth Walker may have just put it on ice for Seattle. This is a Seattle team that's surprising a lot of folks. This score will surprise even more. Eckler up the middle. He'll get the first down.
Eckler out of the backfield. There he goes.
2nd down and 10. There's Eckler. As you mentioned, Mark, out of the backfield.
Deep end of the secondary. Had room in the back.
3rd down. Herbert will run wide open in the middle of the field, and he slides down inside the 10 where it's 1st and goal, Los Angeles. Once more. Herbert. Sidearm sling, and it's a touchdown. Austin Eckler into the end zone for 6. 3rd down and 8. Dallas bouncing off. Dallas got a block from Geno, and the power gets him the first down.
Geno pumping his fist.
Final score in this one, Seattle wins it 37-23. Back to Inglewood to wrap things up after these messages.